respected advisor, our Commissioner and Secretary Industries and Commerce Department, and senior officers from the department, and our colleagues from other departments who have joined us, and the media fraternity. I take this opportunity to give a little highlights on the program which is going to be launched today. With the support of NEC and the support of the state government, this program for livelihood generation for the returnee migrants is being taken by the department. And I would like to thank our advisor and our commissioner and secretary who has given their full support in all the way we have been doing for the last 1-2 weeks. And we look forward that we will live up to their expectations and bring out positive results in this program. Now, when we talk about the returnees, we have about 20 to 27,000 returnees in different sectors. So, department, in line with our trades, we have earmarked certain trades which the department can take up on these projects. So on this thing, everything will be available on the website, in what trade you are interested. And the most challenging thing will be screening of the migrants, because we expect many to register. After launching of the program today, the online will be opened for the registration, and we expect quite a good number of returnees who will be registering. I would like to share that in every steps, in every batches, there will be screening. And screening at level 1, at level 2, at level 3, at level 4. Screenings will be done, and finally we hope to bring out the best 100 returnees where they can set up units to sustain themselves. Though it's a one-time program, we're looking at it so that our returnees, those who come from different cities as well as different trades, so that they can set up their units in Nagaland and sustain themselves. So this is a program, and along with this program, there will be seed money where we will be giving to the successful trainees. So we expect that all the trainees will be sincere and will take up this challenge. As at a later stage we'll be having this capacity building, and there also there'll be screening. As I said earlier, there'll be screening in all the stages. So I hope our returnees, those who have come back, them to be sincere and to set up something which can sustain themselves, not only themselves but their families. Taking this opportunity, I would like to thank our partner, who is the core concept, who has been working with us, and our team of very dedicated officers from the department who has been working since the last 1-2 weeks. They don't know, Sunday, Monday or whatever it is, they've been working. So I really thank all of you. There will be lots of negative things will also come, but we are doing something which is, we feel proud that we are being able to do something for our own people. So don't be disheartened, and you carry on with whatever you do. So as we go ahead with this program, though we don't have a formal program, now I hand over the time to our Commissioner and Secretary.
As we all know, this situation is unprecedented, and it has led to an unprecedented situation where, the governments all over the world have been basically caught napping, and we have been scrambling in our responses to this problem. And the government of Nagaland has also been very concerned about the returned migrants who, having lost their jobs, are now in Nagaland without livelihood. So we have all been working on ways to address this problem, and Department of Industry and Commerce is proud to launch this Livelihood Generation program today. We hope that this will be a positive step towards mitigation of this problem, and we know that it will not be enough. We wish that we could do more, and we hope that we will be able to do more also. But in the meantime, this is the first step that the department is taking. We are also very excited as a department to be doing something out of the box, and something that is not the usual work for a government department. But we know that this will lead to, hopefully, livelihood generation for at least 100 beneficiaries, and we hope that we will be able to cover more people also. In the meantime, let me thank our advisor here for his Shri Imnatiba, for his positive contribution. He has been encouraging us all the time, and he has been egging us on also to come up with some solutions. And sir, this is the first step. We know we'll be doing some more also. But let me also thank the Northeastern Council also for their generous support for this program. It would not have been possible without them, and they have also come forward without much hesitation. So a big thanks to them. Our departmental officers, they have worked day and night. We have been given a very short window to implement this project. They just had 2 weeks to prepare the whole implementation program. It will be, at least it will take up to December to select beneficiaries, and we hope that the final beneficiaries who are selected do take the finances that are disbursed, they take this positively, and they take it to benefit their families by being able to set up businesses. We are there not just for this amount also, but we wish to tie up with our existing schemes also, so that they can think bigger, dream bigger also. And we would like to stress also that the selection of beneficiaries will also be very stringent. We know that it is not just the money that is being disbursed, but we also want to see them setting up businesses positively. So this is from the government side. We are funding certain individuals, but we also want those individuals to come forward, set up their own lives, their own futures also. Thank you so much. May I now ask our advisor, Shri Imnatiba, to say a few words on the occasion and also launch the portal.
Thank you, Commissioner Secretary, Industries and Commerce, for the time. Well, much has been covered in the introductory speech of our director, as well as in the short speech by our Commissioner Secretary with regard to the Livelihood Generation program for this returned migration workers. Well, I would like to say some few words, and then before I go for the launching. It was also stated by our Commissioner Secretary that this COVID-19 pandemic has really shaken the very foundation of all the humanly created existing systems and then the infrastructure, and that landed millions of people jobless, and it also severely affected a lot of our people who are working outside. It is very unfortunate, unprecedented. However, government of India and the BDA government here in the state, we have been trying very hard to address the issues. Sometime back, I received a call, and then I was also talking with some people, and they were quite inquisitive about why focus only on these migrant workers. Well, to be very honest, at this kind of a situation, a lot of things to, issues, and then we have a lot of struggles that we face as a government. But again, there's nothing, no sector is left, outside the concern of the government. But actually, what really necessitated to come up with this kind of a program, it is lots of, we all might have come across that incident what happened in Unnao in Uttar Pradesh, where in a certain quarantine center, where some of the migrant workers were put up, and then by the time their period come to an end, they whitewashed the entire quarantine centers where they were placed, and that really prompted, and that that was the source of inspiration for our Honorable Prime Minister of India to come up with such kind of a policy to do something for the migrant workers, because there have been a group of people that really contributed for the towards the rapid growth and then the development, because the metro cities and the economy. So with that amount of talent that they have, wherever they are placed, wherever they may be, if the focus is given, if the importance is given, then they can also contribute the same thing to the neighborhood, to the village or the towns where they are placed. That is the idea behind. So that's how this policy came into being, and then that is the reason why this specific program is towards the migrant workers. So I hope that makes the things clear for people who are doubtful about why only the migrant workers, when we already have the existing problem in the state, to when the government is not really addressing the issues on employment in the state, why only out of a sudden only the migrant workers. So this is the reason. And then for people, I was discussing with some people last year in Delhi, and then a friend of mine was telling me that we Indian people, we are very hardworking outside the country, and also I also supported and then added that we Nagas also very hardworking outside the state. We are very hardworking in the metro cities. So the kind of people that are really contributing to the society, to the country, to the nation building. Because of this unprecedented pandemic, we have registered returnees about 15,019, that is excluding the student, medical patients and armed forces and others, of which the director stated it comes up to somewhere around 27,000. That's including, that is the total returnees. But when it comes to the registered returnees, excluding students, patients and family, armed forces and others. So out of this, again, through this program, we have to go for the selection of only 100. And that also, after going through a lot of screening, reason being, the idea is not to keep the returnees or the migrant workers who have been working outside are back in the state, and to keep them busy. No, that is not the idea behind, but to seriously focus on the sustainable programs where that can really generate livelihood, that can contribute to their families and to their societies, to the churches. And this is something where the Department of Industries and Commerce, we have been tirelessly working all these years. Unfortunately, to be very honest, despite having one of the finest, best schemes, some of the initiatives done through the department, but people are not really coming forward and then taking up the privileges. But now, because of what has happened around the world and through this pandemic. Now we started facing some real issues, and then through this now we are really come to a realization where we have to really work hard, and then where we have to really address the issues. And this is the time where the department and the people as a whole, we have to come together and work out things, because we have to create some alternative arrangement. Because now we have been talking the very trendy word that, new normal. And that is the reality, because, we have to really adapt to new culture. And that is something which we were not so used to. It is the kind of a state where politically we are very spoiled, and we, tend to be very dependent on the central schemes and the programs. But now it has come through this pandemic. We have come to realize that, we have to really look into ourselves and really examine ourselves and really review of, things that which we're not going in the right direction. So through this kind of an initiative, I really encourage the migrant workers to come forward seriously and try to make whoever gets selected out of this program to make the best use of the reskilling or the skilling initiatives or the seed money that is given through this program. Yes, we understand, because lots of families are affected in the state. Of those families where they dependent on remittances from people who are working outside, and then now their jobs are lost, and then they are back home, and then now they are nowhere in between, because working outside for a long period of time, and then after returning you are so confused. You are in a confused state, and this is where the department is taking the initiatives. So if we can make some positive step, some progress out of this initiative, I know that if the government will also take more steps towards. And I also feel that the Northeast Council will also give more fundings. It all depends on how progressively we take ahead this kind of a program. So it is very important that we take serious of any initiative that is done by the government through the department. And I wish all the best to my dynamic team who will be monitoring the entire screening as well as the implementation of the scheme. And I hope that we lots of people will be truly and genuinely benefited out of this program. So I take this opportunity to launch the Livelihood Generation program for returned migrant workers due to COVID-19 pandemic. The program which is funded by the Northeastern Council.